Welcome to the hottest Pokemon cards of the week, presented by MimikBrew.
What's going on, Bruce?
Welcome to Hottest Cards of the Week, the weekly series where every Halloween we review the hottest modern Pokemon cards of the week. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into tonight's absolutely massive, and I do mean I had no idea how big the giveaway was tonight, hashtag spooky, and I announced the winner of the surprise box from last week. I'm just going to let you know how this week is going to go. The moral of this week's Hottest Cards of the Week is a whole bunch, yes, a whole bunch of cards, about 25 modern cards, at all-time highs, yes. However, that's basically it. It is literally going to be a few hot cards, and then, hey, by the way, all 25 of these cards are at all-time highs, you know, so they're up a little bit. They're up a little bit on the week, obviously, because they're at all-time high. Nothing is going to the moon, nothing is blasting off, and it took me 4 times longer than usual just to find enough cards to talk about. The winner of the POKÉMON supplied Prismatic Evolution surprise box is Amanda Jansen. Hit me up to claim your prize. And ladies and gentlemen, okay, here we go. The Tohoku Pokemon Center box, hashtag spooky, you must be a subscriber, is literally like $280 sealed. The Pikachu Raw is literally $180, and it goes for $400 and something in a PSA 10. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, whoever wins this, thank Brian. Thank you, Brian. He does not do giveaways at all on his channel, let alone this good. Didn't I just give away a Paradox Rift booster box like 2 weeks ago? Jesus. All right, let's get to it. Hashtag spooky. VaultXBrew, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone who uses VaultXBrew, follow the link, VaultXBrew at checkout, will receive a custom free Derpy Q from now till the end of the year. Okay, the most terrifying card in today's video. Right here, there it is. It just literally, apparently, 600 wasn't enough. It's literally up to 630, ladies and gentlemen. Van Gogh, gray felt hat, terrifying Pikachu. Moving along. Gengar and Mimikyu GX from the team up. There it is. It is $999.01. Brought this up 2 weeks ago. It is literally right there. $999. Yeah. All right, moving along. We cannot stop talking about this one. Here it is. 524 Groudon from Double Crisis, ladies and gentlemen, is up to an all-time high. Let me show you the 1 year. There it is. So we did bring it up last week, and it is up once again now to an all-time high of $540. There's a lot of Crown Zenith, ladies and gentlemen, in today's video. A lot of Crown Zenith. Probably more, well, there's hardly a lot of anything, but if there is a lot of something, it would, I guess, be Crown Zenith. Leafeon V-Star. That is a 1 year chart. Leafeon is $60, $59, $32 from Crown Zenith with a recent high of 56, and then it broke, 58, so it just broke barely its all-time high. Moving along, Chandelure from the White Flare. Yes, I did bring this up last week too. It's up a couple more dollars, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why I went to the 1 year. Go to the 90-day chart. Its recent low about 2 months ago is $32, and now it's up $10. Bang, nothing but straight up for the last 90 days. Duskull. Here we go. So I already have it on the 1 year, so you can see how high it can go. Duskull from Shredded Fumble was $49 back in January. But go to the 1 month. You see 31, you see up to 34. I know. Just wait. This is what I'm talking about right here. It's increasing in value on lower volume while other cards are tanking, and it has a high of $50. So just FYI, Duskull looking good. Okay, moving along. Greninja, here's another one. This is a 6-month chart we are starting out at. It is at 377 with a 266 low. So when I go to the 90-day chart, you see a 90-day low of 270, and you see a current high of 377 for Twilight Gatorade Ninja, okay? So 362 up to 377, but again, look at this. We hit the high of 410, the low of 266. Now we're all the way up, back up to 370, and that is a very wonky one-year chart. All right, moving along. Okay, so now? No, in just a second. Once we get to Hisuian Zork, it's going to be all all-time highs for the rest of this segment. So here we go. So Minum right here. This is a 1 month chart. It's from 23 up to 27 bucks. What do I say? Connected artwork. That's a buff. Okay, Glaceon. This I'm putting to the front of the video in case a lot of you are in my scenario where you're like, I just want to make sure I get the evolutions under $200. Well, 198 right here. Glaceon from Problematic Evolutions. This is a 1 month chart. So a week ago it was 185, and now it's literally knocking on $200 door. Just an FYI, okay guys? Just an FYI. And here's your 1 year. This card used to be $338, the low of 170, now at 198. Just an FYI. Okay, so the next 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, like 18 cards, 17 cards, they're all just all-time highs. So here we go. So yeah, they're up, but they're all-time highs. Hisuian Zork from Crown Zenith. Its previous all-time high, unless you count last week, was 27 bucks, not counting release. This card was like 40 bucks at release. But yeah, so now it's $30, and as far as we're all concerned, it might as well be an absolute all-time high. It is a 1 year high, and yeah, it's an all-time high. Okay, moving along from Hisuian Zork to Mega Sableye and T-Tar. Yes, Mega Sableye and T-Tar. And yeah, so all-time high right here at $315. I'm just gonna move it along. Can you even see my eyes? I feel like my face is covered. Venusaur from 151. Its previous all-time high was 88 bucks, 87 bucks, and now it's $89, almost $90. So Venusaur from 151, all-time high. Moving along right here and now, Mew, Pink Mew. We talked about this last week. Just letting you know, it went up just a little bit more. It stayed over 200, and it is now $205. Moving along. I've been talking about Rattle Pokemon too much lately. Rayquaza V, Evolving Skies, right there, bang. This is a 6 month chart, had a 6 month low of 192. It is now at its all-time high from Evolving Cries, Rayquaza V. Okay, and for any card right now to be at all-time highs when what is actually going on with a lot of these cards, during the speed run today, I'm pretty much guaranteeing all of you right now, I'm not going to be finding a bunch of hot cards in the speed run. I'm not going to find hardly any hot cards in the speed runs later at the end of the video. I will be looking for any erratic or notable changes because cards going up or down is potentially valuable information to you regardless of the direction that it is going. So that's what the speed run's going to be. I'm mainly going to look for stuff falling, not flying. Alright, anyway, let's move along from Rayquaza V. All-time high, Mewtwo. Mewtwo, all-time high, 528. Let's go to the 1 year chart for Mewtwo. There it is, with a low of 177. This is from Shining Legend. Okay, Gengar EX from the Phantom Forces, another all-time high, $727. Let me bring you to the 1 year. We had a 1 year low of $165. We are currently at $727 for Gengar EX from Phantom Forces. Alakazam EX Secret Rare from the Fates That Collide, pardon me, I said that wrong. On the 1 year, all-time high by the way, 40 bucks up to $135, all-time high. Magikarp and Wailord, another all-time high. So on the 1 year, we have $271 up to $775. Not dollarinos. Espeon V, another Evolving Skies. I'm showing you this because it is oh so close to its all-time high, which is right there. 176. It is currently at 174, ladies and gentlemen. In the last month and a half, it has gone from 130 all the way up to 170. See, I told you. Yeah, Espeon V, Evolving Skies, in the last 90 days has gone literally 130 to 175. Emolga. This is a Radiant Collection, one of the first, the legendary one. Legendary Treasures Radiant Collection Emolga Full Art is on the 1 year, a $10 card. It is now at an all-time high of $62.32. Moving along, Rayquaza GX. The Sun and Moon promo, so cool. Oh my gosh. $133 with a 1-year low of $42. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is another all-time high. Tinkaton EX Paldare. So Paldare, we had a recent, back in April, its previous all-time high was 24 cents less than it is right now. So Tinkaton EX from Paldare is at a new all-time high. I'm not getting near as sweaty as I thought. Mega Gengar EX, another, the Phantom Forces, yes. It is from 180 up to 448, no. Sorry. It is from 80 to $448. And again, that is Mega Gengar EX, the secret rare from Phantom Forces. Gengar and Mimikyu GX from Team Up. The secret rare, let's go to the 1 year, is from 138 to 263. And yes, we are at another all-time high. And it is up like 10% on the month, too. 10% for a $200 card is quite a lot. So on the 1 month, 240 up to 263. Moving along, the Metal Charizard is now at an all-time high. Well, at release, this card might actually have been more because it's sold for a lot of money in a PSA 10. But for the recent 4 years, this is an all-time high. We're going to go right here. Metal Charizard from Celebrations. Metal Charizard UPC cracked over $200 and is now a $200 metal Pokemon card. Moving along to the Gardevoir EX, the Steam Siege Secret Rare. Love this one. Own this one. I wonder if mine will get a 10. Mine's really well centered. I think the back's messed up, actually. Never mind. It's now a $100 card. It is 101 with a 1-year low of $30. Moving along. This terrible JPEG. The secret rare from Breakthrough. A lot of secret rares, a lot of mid-modern secret rares are popping off. I should make a video about that next week. Oops, too late. Someone's going to steal my idea. Okay, well, on the 1 year, it's $51 up to $135. That is an all-time high, and we're going to end with a card that got pumped. That's an IR that I didn't notice, so my bad. 2 weeks late. Chatot. Wait, did I bring this up? This would have been like 2-3 weeks ago. Either way, if you have Temporal Forces from Chatot and you're just curious, hey, it's almost $9. They had a big old thing going on a couple weeks ago, and who cares? But Chatot has an all-time high of $10, and yeah, Chatot Temporal Forces shot up quite a bunch. All right, let's do all the speed runs. All right, now we're gonna do Crown Zenith, Trainer Galleries, Alt Arts, and then promos. I swear I'll put it back on after the segment. It's just this one will be quick, and then I'll put it back on for the speed run, the SV speed run. All right, Crown Zenith. Giratina last week was $225 or $224. So Giratina's down just a little. Mewtwo is down another $5 or $6. So Mewtwo is just kind of bleeding away from 200, whereas Arceus V-Star doing real good. So we already talked about Leafeon V-Star doing really good. Deoxys VMAX at $55 doing amazing. Darkrai. Honestly, this whole second row is doing really, really good. And then you go down here, you got Suicune at 45, NT at 40. Raikou is only at 35. So I guess Raikou is trailing. But then Glaceon at 50. You know, both the Mew and the Secret Rare are still over 30. And the new $30 plus card, well, two of them really, is Deoxys V-Star and Simisear V-Star right here. These are not typically $30 cards. And then, like I said, Hisui and Zoroark is also right there at 30. But then I'm going to go to page 2 and just check out where Latias, I forget. Deoxys, Latias, and Lapras, because they tend to get hot. Lapras is down to 13, Deoxys is up to 12, and Latias is at 10. So Latias is only at 10 now, is what that is. Alright, moving along. Let's go to Trainer Galleries, where Quasar is like $3 or $4, less than it was last week. Starmie is literally the exact same price as last week. Both Pikachu and Umbreon right there. They were up huge last week. Pikachu V, same thing. But you go down here, and then you'll see that Gengar from the LO is all the way back down to $30. So this card, literally, we can take a look at the Gengar chart real quick. Because, whoa, wait. There it is. So we hit 55, and now here we are, all the way back down to 30. So if you want to look at the 1 year on Gengar from Lost Origin, you know, $6, but then $50, and now we're at $30. I'd say that's fair. That is very fair, to be honest. But then, yes, let's go down here. you know, some of this stuff's bleeding a little, but it ain't bleeding bad. And a lot of it's not even bleeding, period. Like, you still have Blaziken at $30, Superior's at $16, Charizard's at $15. You know, this is pretty solid value that pretty much all these cards are holding. Absolutely. Let's move on to the Alt Arts. So, Umbreon VMAX is essentially Moonbreon at all-time high. Gengar, let's take a look at the Gengar chart. So Gengar, I'm going to go straight to the 1 year. Gengar's all-time high is $20 and 2 weeks ago for Gengar from Fusion Strike. Very good. Let's look at Sylveon. We got $400 on Sylveon. Just want to make sure. Let's see here. Sylveon's all-time high is $431. Sylveon looks like it's kind of making its way back towards that all-time high right there. So Sylveon's doing great. Yeah. A lot of these, they're doing good. They're not tanking. You know, Mew's kind of right at $250 now. Mew, VMAX, Fusion Strike is apparently now a permanent $250 VMAX. Right there. Don't hold me to that. I'm just saying, Mew's been stuck at $250 for the last several weeks now. Okay, moving to the Vs. So the Vs, I'm going to go straight to Umbreon V. Right here. Because Umbreon V, it blows my mind how expensive this card got. Like, when you look at this 1 year chart on Umbreon V, forever, even before this, it was an $80 or $90 card before a year ago, and then it shoots all the way up, and then you're like, oh my gosh, this is now a $300 card, right? And then we hit 220, and then it just goes all the way parabolic. Literally. I can't even believe how high this card went up to. Umbreon V Evolving Skies went up to almost $700 on the 90-day. So, of course, it is back down to $581. Like, imagine, you could have bought this card for $90 or $100 for so long, and then you just go and pull the trigger at $650. What the hell? Okay. Anyway, Galarian Moltres still holding over 200. T-Tar is very respectable 250 for that card. Rayquaza V is over 300 for the first time. Charizard Brilliant Stars is still 350. Aerodactyl V is at its all-time high at 175. Cupcake Sylveon is essentially at its all-time high. Espeon V is essentially at its all-time high. Yeah, so nothing bad is happening. And these guys down here, looks like maybe, no, even Palkia is holding $80. Yeah, 72 from U2V from Pogo. Solid. Okay, so this is a mixture of like all the promos from the last 4 eras. But after that, we'll look at Pokemon Center promos. So the stamped Bulbasaur from Mega Evolution is down to basically $20 came out at like $35. Godzilla Zard is making its way back up to $40 after hitting a low of $35 last week. V-Star is $50, so V-Star is starting to fall a little bit too. Okay, Mew is down a little more from the 151 UPC. Greninja's at 55. Where's Kingdra at? Kingdra's at 61, so, you know, Kingdra is still more valuable than Greninja. Very nice. 25 from Mewtwo from the 151. Dinner Plate or Fruit Plate Eevees, $33. Lucario's still holding 9. A lot of the regular ETB promos are still over $5, like Magneton here from Splurging Sparks is still $6.50. Stained Glass Birds is still over $100. Even Gold Star Greninja is still almost $20. So yeah, Obsidian Flame's regular Charmander is still over $30. Prismatic Evolution's regular ETB promo Eevee is still over $10. Okay, so I mean, all in all, it's not too bad, to be honest. All in all. Alright, so Pokemon Center promos. The Charmander, Snorlax, they keep bouncing between 225 and 250, trying to figure out who is the most valuable. It's looking like Snorlax might end up taking that, because Snorlax has spent more time over the last month at 250 than Charmander has. So I'm going to go with Snorlax will end up being the most valuable PC promo. And I also think Wobbuffet and Pikachu right here, Destined Rivals and Paldea, aka, are finding a home in this $150 range. That makes sense to me. And you go down here, I do see Miraidon, Cryogon are doing pretty darn well, both over $90. Absolutely. Whereas the Prismatic PC Eevee is back under $100. So there's that. The Buy Our Cheap Stuff T-Tar is at 47, and Lechonka Mania is at 17. Okay, SV Speedrun, and then we're done. Alrighty, SV Speedrun, here we go. So, Scarlet and Violet base set. Gardevoir is always $55. Excellent. Same with Drowsy at 31, apparently. Ralt's 30. Greavard hit 35 a couple weeks ago, so Greavard's from like 35 all the way down to 26. Still very, very good for Greavard. Are you kidding me? Riolu's at 24. Miraidon 25 is very good for Miraidon. Crydon's still at 17, so no big deal there. Anything else? Not so much. Fido's 12 bucks. That's kind of cool. Miriam's always 22 or 23 bucks. Okay, moving along to Paldea. So Paldea evolved. T-Tar 2 weeks ago hit a high of $80. So T-Tar is now $15 off its all-time high. Okay, whereas Mousehold is just sitting right where it is at its all-time high. Magikarp's, what is that? $460 off its all-time high. Raichu's right at its, well, Raichu hit the high of 60 last week. Iono never moves. Tinkaton all-time high. Chi-Yu is doing amazing. Both Tinkaton and Chi-Yu and Marill, these three right in front of you right now. Tinkaton, Chi-Yu, Marill, all doing amazing for Paldea. Miss Magus is even holding 20. Very good. Heracross, pardon me, is almost $20 again down here. Other than that, moving along to Obsidian Lames. You know how I always say how much you can get for your Arven this week? Something massive happened in the TCG, because Arven is always $3, but I checked, and Arven is now $1.12. Did we just have rotation? Arven, literally, Uncommon Arven is no longer on the first page. That's all I care about. Where is Arven? Why is Arven $1.18? Moving along. 151. Chonky Boy is down to 260. Venusaur is doing better than ever. Zapdos might as well be doing better than ever. And yes, it looks like Pikachu is healing. Pikachu's back up to $40. Excellent. Charmander's almost at $60 again. Okay. Full Art Zardy Boy is 30 bucks plus. Psyduck is looking real good at 26. Dragonair, these two is about as good as it gets for these two. Absolutely. Even the Full Art Mew is holding over 20. It's not that bad, to be honest. To the Rift. Paradox. Groudon's 90. Roaring Moon's still over 40. Garchomp's now over 30 again. Morpeko's down to $32, which that's fine. Let's look at Morpeko's high recently. Whoa, again. Morpeko had a high of $53. Holy moly, Morpeko's I was gonna say, you thought February was crazy for Morpeko. Look at that. There's the Illustration Rare Appreciation Month pump. And look at that. Hi. So there's your Morpeko chart. We already talked about Plusle and Minun. Because there's Minun right there. Yeah, way up at 27 bucks. Plusle's down at like 22. Oh, wait, where'd Plusle go? Oh, there he is. 25. Wow. 25 and 20. $50 for the pair. Whoa. Even Iron Valiant's up a couple bucks. Alright, Paldean Fates, and aka the Fates of Paldea. That's actually what I meant to say. Okay, so let's look at Mew, Bubble Mew, Bubble Mew. So Bubble Mew was 700 and we're down to 588. And then it don't look so bad when you look at the 1 year though. Who knows? Will Bubble Mew go all the way down to 420 and then bounce again? Very interesting to see how far the Bubble Mew floats. Down, not up. Okay, Gardevoir's down 10 bucks from last week. Any baby shinies popping off? No. Although Snorlax is doing fine. Alright, moving along. Temporal, the Forces. Gah! Down to $63. Let's look. 85 on October 16th. 63 on October 31st. 12 days later, down 12 bucks. Sawsbuck's almost $30 again. That shouldn't shock you. Sawsbuck has been an expensive IR for probably a lot longer than a lot of people realize. Sawsbuck. Gengar Full Art down to 37. Deerling at 22. Litten is almost $20 again. Litten right here, ladies and gentlemen. Very good. Cinchino is almost $15. Arbok is $15. There is movement. You can get $10 for Neo Upper Energy A-Spec. Moving along to Twilight Gatorade, where Eevee is holding $72. Greninja we talked about. Chansey is down from a high of $42 to $29. Tatsuguri is up $1 greater than it was last week at $21. Hisuian was up to $17 last week and is still $17. Get $15 for your secret box Ace Spec, there it is. And Infernape isn't even $9. Moving along, yes. Shredded Fumble, where I bought Earthen Vessel yesterday and finally finished my Shredded Fumble Master Set. Congratulations to me. Okay. Let's see, but does anything matter? Duskull is up. Houndoom's at exactly where it was last week. Persian is up $1. The Dusknor Dusklops line, these would probably all look like they might be trending upwards slightly. The Monkey is up $2 from last week. Beware is still at almost $16. Horsey is right there at $20. But Pheasantipity Full Art is back up to 20 or at $20. It's still, how playable is freaking Pheasantipity a year later still? Moving along. Stellar Not So Frown, yes. Okay, $80 Squirtle, $60 Bulba, not shocking. $32 Dockspun, $22 Hydrapple, $8 Zerere, $9 Milcery, Joltik, $5. Moving along to Splurging Sparks. Backshot Pikachu, $3.50. Okay, Latias I literally just bought, well, I guess like 6 or 7 hours ago. So all I need left for Surging Sparks is this stupid little card. Hell yeah. Okay, but is anything moving? No. 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 Moving along, Prismatic Evolutions. 1200 Umbreon, pretty dang good. Roaring Moon tapped 300 and it's back down to 260. The Leafeon tapped 400 almost, and it's back down to 350. Thank God for that. Espeon hit like 240, back down to 230 a little bit. Vaporeon just hit 200 a couple days ago, and it's already 213. Yeah. Cerulege hit up 145 last week. Cerulege is down $7. This Jolteon EX under $170. You gotta buy this card if you want one of these. I mean, this might be a good... I'm just saying, I just bought it, and I bought it for $160. It's a beautiful SIR from a crazy set, and it's an Evolution. It's not even $170 right now. That would be my advice if one of you wants one of these, is to pick up the Jolteon. Absolutely. Okay, the Master Ball is still at $70. Blood Moon and Raging Bolt are right in that range as well. Dragapult just keeps bleeding, so Dragapult might be a $70 SIR soon. I did notice the Eevee's not bouncing near as much as the Evolutions are. The Eevee has been at 120 for a couple weeks now. Alright, Jay. I mean, take a journey with me. Okay, so, you know, Lily's Clefairy at 156, actually really good. Salamence is $10 off its recent high of 80. Enzoric went up $5 actually. Pop Zacian went down $5 actually. Lily's Rabombe looks like it's very slowly wiggling up with 200 copies available. Yeah, moving along to the destined one. Okay, so Team Rocket's Mewtwo we're absolutely going to take a look at. What is Team Rocket's Mewtwo? 582. So Team Rocket's Mewtwo is $30. Reno's off its all-time high. Ethan's Ho-Oh is doing good. Okay, so Nidoking hit a high of almost 140, so it's cooling off. Team Rocket's Crobat almost hit like 110, so that's cooling off. But then you have things like the Hyper Rare right here, still holding almost $70. Misty Psyduck is back down from a recent high of 60. Some of the IRs are cooling off. Misty Psyduck's cooling off a little. Misty's Lapras, it went up and it's cooling off a little because it hit 40 a couple weeks ago. Even Team Rocket's Meowth started to head up, and now it looks like it's going right back down to 30. Ethan's Typhlosion was $40 a couple weeks ago, now it's $33. So, yeah. Cynthia's Roserade was $19, and now Cynthia's Roserade this week is at $16. Black Boat, here we go. Red Victini, down. Yeah. These are all down a little. Okay. Seismitoad's at 180, that's what it was last week. Zekrom, same thing it was last week. Genesect is definitely down under 60. I think Superior might even be down a little bit as well. Haxorus looks like it's finally going down a little. Okay, very nice. Very nice. Amoonguss cracked under 30. Solosis is now under 35. But Dwebble's up to 27. Excadrill at 25. That's typical. I'm not going to go too much farther. We can spend way too much time on these two sets. White Flare. So Reshiram 190, solid right where it's at. Oshawott, same thing. Hydreigon hit a high of $100 last week. So Hydreigon's down to 7. Zoroark I brought up last week. Put it on the thumbnail at 60. Hilda's down a couple bucks. Keldeo's holding strong. Samurott IR, Chandelure IR doing great. I cannot wait to find a Whale-centered Jellicent EX SIR. I love this SIR. I just keep finding very off-centered ones. Ducklet's almost 30 bucks. Zarua's right where it was. Purd's almost $24. Is that it? Alright, let's just go to Mega. Mega Evolution! So we got 540 and 470, so these have cooled off egregiously. This whole set has cooled off a lot. 275 for Mega Lucario, you know, with a high of 300 or something like that. Whereas Gardevoir did have a high of like 320, it's down to 250. And then Mega Venusaur had a high of 220, it's down to 190. Mega Latios under 150. I brought up Mega Absol last week at this moment because it went up and it went over 100, but it's now back down under 100. Lily's Determination was like $180 when it came out, so it's down to 137. Mega Kangaskhan is pretty much right where it was at. Wally's down to 25 bucks. Marshadow's down to 25 bucks from a high of freaking 80. And I'll just say it once, and I'll say it again. This Mega Lucario Full Art is freaking super cool looking. Yeah. And I noticed, where's Gumshoes? Is Gumshoes even on here, or is Gumshoes on page 2 now? Am I blind, or is Gumshoes now under $7? Whatever, who cares? We are done. Hey, if you made it to the end of the video, just tell me right now what you were for Halloween, and if you weren't anything, just say I was myself, bitch. Hey, today's video is brought to you by MimikBrew. Yes, this guy. If you like drama, on Wednesday night, I made a video talking about how drama is about to come back in a big old way. A lot of people really liked that intro on that video from Wednesday night. And then last night, I apparently figured out I own over 800 illustration rares. So check out that video, a collection video. Have a great weekend. Definitely take your time buying cards right now in case they do continue to drop. You know, try to time the market just a little bit. Save yourself some money. Happy Halloween, and I will see you guys next week.
Deuces.